the another aspect of collision. तो अपने जैसे collision का जो पहला क्लास किया उसमें we read about the types of collision और क्या क्या उसमें conservation laws अपने apply कर सकते हैं. In the second lecture we read about the different types of collision, that is perfectly elastic or perfectly inelastic collision, and in every aspect that we read about the collisions which were one dimensional or rather head on collision. इसको अपने बोलते हैं कि head on collision का example अपने पढ़ रहे थे. So now we will be studying about two dimensional collision. अपने two dimension collision पे चर्चा करना स्टार्ट करेंगे. तो जिसमें कोलिजन जो है वो ऑब्लिक कोलिजन होगा. जैसे अपने हर बार जो देखते थे कि भाई कोलिजन जो है वो हेड ऑन ही हो रहा है, वैसा नहीं, इस बार थोड़ा सा ऑब्लिक कोलिजन के ऊपर अपने चर्चा करेंगे. सो वी आर बिगिनिंग विद द फर्स्ट प्रॉब्लम ऑफ ऑब्लिक कोलिजन. तो इसको एक बार अपने वापस से एक बार समझ लेते हैं. सो दिस इज अ प्लेन सरफेस, fixed plane surface, and over here we are drawing a line of normal which is somewhat like this. So this is the line of normal that we have, and over here we are drawing another line on which the particle will be striking the surface. So this is the line following which the particle is going to strike the surface, and I am considering the particle that is striking the surface is having mass m and speed u, is striking at an angle theta, जिसको अपने incident angle भी बोल सकते हैं. So now it will be returning back into this same medium in a following a path like this, and over here we are considering that when the particle will be retracing back, so it will still have the mass m and it will be moving with a velocity v, say at an angle phi. So if coefficient of restitution is given to us as e, so we have to find out the condition or find out the value of the angle phi. So if I consider this particular problem, so the first thing which I am stating over here is that in this case we are talking about two axes respectively. So there is a x-axis and a y-axis. So this one we are naming as x-axis and this one we are naming as y-axis. And if I consider this particular ball, तो इस बॉल को अगर अपने कंसिडर करें जिसका मास m है और स्पीड अगर u है, तो मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि इसका जो मोमेंटम है, तो इसका मोमेंटम वेक्टर इज p वेक्टर इन दिस डायरेक्शन. तो इस अगर मोमेंटम वेक्टर का अगर अपने कंपोनेंट अगर तोड़ते हैं, so we will have the two components like this. So if this angle is theta, तो ये वाला भी एंगल जो है वो थीटा हो जाएगा, and I will have a component, a cos component which is p cos theta, and a sin component which is p sin theta. So we will have these two components, p cos theta and p sin theta. If I draw the retracing particle, that is the particle that is rebouncing back into the same medium after striking the rigid surface. So we again have a something like this where this angle is phi, and we call it as v cos phi, or p cos phi will be better. मोमेंटम के टर्म्स में बात अगर दिख रहा है तो अपने इसको भी मोमेंटम के टर्म्स में लिखते हैं. तो अगर ये कोई मोमेंटम p फाइनल होगा तो अपने यहाँ पे ऐसा बात लिख देते हैं कि this will become p final cos phi and this will become p final sin phi. तो ये कुछ ऐसा बात है. Where p initial जिसको अपने मान रहे हैं, this p initial is equal to mass into speed p u, and p final is equal to m into v. तो ये कुछ इस तरीके का बात हो गया, which we have as mu and mv respectively. तो अगर अपने इसके ऊपर फर्दर और चर्चा अगर अपने करें, सो नाउ वी आर स्टेटिंग समथिंग लाइक दिस कि अगर अपने इसको अगर एक्स एक्सिस अगर मान रहे हैं, दिस वन इज एक्स एक्सिस, so I say there is no external force, there is no external force, not even the impact force. एक होता है ना कि बॉल जब बॉल को हिट करेगा, ये वर्टिकल प्लेन को हिट करेगा, हॉरिजॉन्टल प्लेन को हिट करेगा, so the force that is going to be exchanged between the ball and this surface will be along the y axis. There will be no force that is going to act in the x-axis direction. So I'm writing there is no external force acting along the x-axis direction. Acting along the x-axis direction. तो किसी भी तरीके का कोई भी impact force, किसी भी तरीके का कुछ भी नहीं लग रहा. तो अपने यहाँ पे एक साधारण बात बोल सकते हैं कि यहाँ पे अपने the first thing that we can do is P initial along x-axis is equal to P final along x-axis. तो P initial along x equal to P final अगर अपने करें तो P initial along x-axis is equal to mu sin theta and P final along x-axis अगर अपने करें then it can be written as mv sin phi. तो यहां से अपने इस इक्वेशन को मॉडिफाई करके लिख सकते हैं कि u sin theta is equal to v sin phi. So this becomes the first expression or the first equation that we have. तो यहाँ पे अपने ये बात एस्टेब्लिश कर रहे हैं कि x एक्सिस के अलोंग कोई फोर्स नहीं लग रहा है. अब if you remember the formulation, we talked about the definition of coefficient of restitution, जिसको अपने दिखते थे velocity of separation to the velocity of approach. Velocity of separation upon velocity of approach. So if we talk in terms of this parameter, that is velocity of separation and velocity of approach, तो यहाँ पे एक बात अगर अपने देखें तो इसका जो u cos theta component होगा, this is responsible for approach. और अपने बोलते हैं यहाँ पे जो v sin theta component होगा, v sin phi component होगा, सॉरी v cos phi. तो जो v cos phi component होगा that is responsible for separation. तो मैं एक काम कर रहा हूँ, जो बॉल से एसोसिएटेड चीज है उसको अपने 1 मान दे रहे हैं, तो मैं एम कॉलिंग दिस एज u1 एंड आई एम कॉलिंग दिस एज v1. और जो सरफेस है उसको अपने u2 अगर माने तो u2 पहले भी 0 है और v2 जो है वो बाद में भी 0 है, because this the surface remains at rest, it is a fixed surface of the ground which is at rest before the collision and after the collision, both the case. तो अब अगर अपने इस फॉर्मुलेशन में अगर इसको पुट करें तो e we write it as v2 minus v1 by u1 minus u2. So we can write it as v2 minus v1, that is v cos phi upon u1, that is minus u cos theta minus 0. So you will be asking why minus, because downward is negative, upward is positive. तो अपवर्ड वाला जो टर्म था ये पॉजिटिव टर्म था, तो यहाँ पे अगर पॉजिटिव टर्म अगर पुट करेंगे तो माइनस का साइन है तो इट विल रिमेन माइनस. ये डाउनवर्ड वाला जो टर्म है ये नेगेटिव साइन के साथ पुट करेंगे तो माइनस यू कॉस थीटा माइनस 0 आ जाएगा. तो फ्रॉम हियर वी कैन मॉडिफाई दिस एक्सप्रेशन इनटू E is equal to v cos phi अपॉन u cos थीटा, और यहां से अपने लेकर के आते हैं कि u cos थीटा EU cos theta is equal to V cos phi. So this becomes the second expression that we have. तो अगर अपने दोनों इक्वेशन को अगर अपने डिवाइड कर दें तो if we divide both the expression, तो लेफ्ट हैंड साइड वाले टर्म में अपने देख रहे हैं u sin theta और u cos theta वाला टर्म में u कट जाएगा. We will be left with tan theta divided by E, and on the right hand side v will cancel out and we will be left with tan phi. So from here we have established a relation between the incident angle and the reflected angle with the coefficient of restitution E. और यहाँ पे अपने इसको अगर फिर से अगर लिखें तो I can write that tan phi is equal to tan theta by E. So if the collision is perfectly elastic, if the collision is perfectly elastic, तो अपने यहाँ पे लिखते हैं कि tan phi is equal to tan theta or phi is equal to theta because the value of E is equal to 1 in case of perfectly elastic collision. Otherwise, this expression will hold true. Tan phi is equal to tan theta by E will hold true for all other cases. So this is the first type of collision or the first aspect which we are trying to understand. And when E is equal to 1, so U and V will also become equal because if E is equal to 1 and theta is equal to phi, so these parameter will also cancel out and we will get U equal to V. So the particle will rebounce with the same speed at the same angle of incidence if the collision is perfectly elastic. So if the collision is perfectly elastic, it will rebounce with the same speed. So these are the parameters which must be kept in mind while dealing with this particular problem. So tan phi is turning out to be tan theta by E. So now we are taking another type of a problem. In this type of a problem, what I am doing is, I am just inclining the surface where the collision is taking place. So we are consider a problem like this. So this time we are considering that the collision is going to take place on an inclined plane. So if I consider that inclined plane is there, on which we are going to discuss the collision that is going to take place. So we are considering an inclined plane like this, inclined at an angle theta. So the inclined plane is inclined at an angle theta, and we will be considering that a particle is dropped from a certain height. The particle is dropped from a certain height, as a result of which it will follow a path like this and will strike the surface or the inclined plane over here in this fashion. So it is dropped from a height h and it will strike the surface, and post striking the surface it will bounce back with a certain velocity. So if suppose we are talking about the first thing, let us first of all find out what is going to be the velocity of the ball after the collision. And the next thing that we can say is when is the ball going to strike the inclined plane again. We can deal with a problem like this as well. So over here, in this particular case, when the ball is going to strike this particular surface, I am considering that it is striking with a speed u. And if we draw the line of normal to the inclined surface, so the line which is normal to the inclined surface is going to be this. So this is going to be the line inclined to the normal or normal to the inclined plane. So we get a line like this. So if we consider this particular portion, so I can say that everything will be applied along the normal. So we will be taking the line of normal as the y-axis and the plane as the x-axis. That is, if I mark it over here, so we are going to consider this line as the y-axis, this as the point of origin, and we are considering inclined plane as the x-axis. So this is going to be my x-axis, somewhat like this. So I am removing for the time being the x and y parameters which I have mentioned. So if I talk in terms of the velocity, so I can say when u is striking over here with a speed u, so we can write it in this way, that this angle is 90 degree, this angle is 90 minus theta, and hence this angle is theta. So this component will become u cos theta, and the component along the inclined plane will become u sin theta. So these two parameters must be very well kept in mind, that one is u cos theta and the another is u sin theta, which is parallel to the incline. So again I am repeating the same thing which I stated over here, that the approach is because of u cos theta and the separation is because of v cos phi. So it is approaching the surface because of the component of velocity along the normal. So along the normal, the component of speed is equal to u cos theta. So it is going to be our approach parameter. So this is going to be the approach parameter. And after striking, it will rebounce back with a certain velocity or speed. So I'm drawing one more inclined plane for us to understand the retracing part or the separation part. During the time of separation, we are saying that there will be a separation component v, and the x component is going to remain the same, that is u sin theta, because momentum along the x-axis remains unchanged because there is no external force acting along the x-axis direction. The change is going to take place along the line of normal, which is also can be regarded as the line of action. So along u sin theta, the component is remaining unchanged. And if I apply the equation for coefficient of restitution, then we will again get the same equation, v upon u cos theta. So we will get the expression as v upon u cos theta. This one is separation part, this is approach. So v will again turn out to be eu cos theta. So in this case, the v which we are measuring over here is turning out to be eu cos theta. Now because of this y-axis component and x-axis component, the ball will follow a projectile path like this and make an impact again over here, which is the range of the projectile on an inclined plane. So it is the range of the projectile on an inclined plane. And if I talk about the initial speed u, so we can put initial speed u as equal to root over 2gh, because the ball is dropped from a height h. So we can put u equals root over 2gh. So these are the things which can be easily done or easily taken care of. And after collision, there will be a y-axis component, that is eu cos theta, and an x-axis component which is u sin theta. So now if I talk in terms of inclined plane projection, which is down the incline, so I can say that if I talk in terms of acceleration due to gravity, so g is acting in this direction, g sin theta down the incline and g cos theta perpendicular to the incline. If we solve the equation along y-axis, so along y-axis I can write that initial velocity is equal to eu cos theta, displacement along y-axis is 0, acceleration along y-axis is minus g cos theta. So time of flight is turning out to be t, and on solving we are calculating t is equal to 2 eu cos theta by g cos theta. So we are calculating it in this way. We can solve it as this. So the time is turning out to be 2 eu by g. And if I solve along the x-axis so as to obtain the value of range, so I can write initial velocity along x-axis is u sin theta. Acceleration, first thing we are writing is displacement along x. So displacement along x is equal to range. Acceleration along x is equal to g sin theta, and the time is t. So over here I can write that r is equal to u sine theta t, which is equal to 2 eu by g plus half at square g sine theta, and t square is 4 e square u square by g square. So, and the range that we are going to obtain is turning out to be 2e u square sine theta by g plus 2e square u square sine theta by g. So we are getting a formulation like this. If I take 2e u square sine theta by g common, so the final answer for range that we are going to obtain will be, if I take 2e u square by g common, so we are left with e plus 1 into sine theta. So this is going to become the point where it is going to strike the inclined plane again. So the problem that we started, that a smooth ball is dropped on the surface of an inclined plane, inclined at an angle theta, find the velocity with which it will rebound. So we have calculated the first part, that is velocity along y-axis and x-axis respectively. And then the next part that was asked is the point where it will strike the inclined plane again. So we have calculated the point where it is striking the inclined plane again. Let us deal with another interesting problem. So the another interesting problem we are dealing with is again an example of a 2D collision. So I'm stating the problem and drawing the necessary diagram. So a small ball is projected from a point P towards a vertical wall, It hits the wall directly when its velocity is horizontal. When its velocity is horizontal, bounces on the floor, and returns back to the initial point of projection, determine the value of coefficient of restitution. So we are dealing with a problem like this. So over here we are considering that we are projecting a particle from a point P, as a result of which it is going to strike at the highest point over here, which is on the wall. I am calling it as a point A. From point A, the ball is rebouncing back and is striking, suppose, point S. And after striking point S, it is coming back to point P, that is the initial point of throw. So over here, we have to determine the value of coefficient of restitution. No other information is provided to us. We can consider the velocity of throw is u. The only thing that is given is when the ball is thrown from the point P, it strikes the vertical wall at the when its velocity is horizontal. That is, it is at the highest point. सिर्फ इतना बात लिखा है, अगर coefficient of restitution vertical wall और the horizontal surface यानी कि ground के लिए अगर same है, so we have to determine the value of coefficient of restitution. So this one is again a very interesting problem that we are going to deal with. So we will be dealing in parts. तो मैं काम कर रहा हूँ. I am drawing several diagrams for this particular problem. So we are dealing with the several diagrams over here in this particular context. So in the first part, we are dealing with P to A. In the second portion, I am dealing with A to S. This is P to A. Then we are dealing with A to S. And then I am drawing one more diagram where we will be dealing with S to P. So in this part, we will be dealing with S to P. So this is the way we are going to approach this particular problem. I am giving you a little time to think on it. And you can in the meantime see the previous page as well. Some of you are asking to see the previous page. So if we approach this one, so we are beginning with a speed u making an angle theta with the horizontal. So as it is going to reach the point A, so the problem is stating that it is at the only the horizontal component is there. So it is going to strike with u cos theta because the velocity along x-axis remains unchanged during the projectile path. Now if the value of coefficient of restitution is E, then it is going to rebound with EU cos theta. Now this thing is very important that you understand this aspect that is going to be EU cos theta. So again the same thing is done. We are taking U1 as U cos theta, U2 as 0, that is the velocity of wall. V1 we are taking it as we don't know, and V2 is equal to 0. So if I apply E is equal to V2 minus V1 by U1 minus U2, so we are getting V1 as minus EU cos theta. So the minus sign is implying that the direction will be opposite to the direction of initial velocity. So that is why over here from A we have marked the velocity as EU cos theta. So now this one is a case of horizontal projection. Moreover, I can say that this height which is attains is equal to u square sine square theta by 2g, because the collision is taking place at the highest point. So we are treating it as u square sine square theta by 2g. So this height remains the same, u square sine square theta by 2g. Now as the particle is moving from A to S, the x-axis component of velocity, which is equal to EU cos theta in this case, will remain unchanged on collision with the horizontal surface. So the x-axis component of velocity will remain the same, because on collision, I have repeated in the last two problems that in case of the collision, the y component is going to change. Whenever there is such collision, the x component doesn't change, the y component change. So now we are going to determine the y component of velocity as the particle reaches from A to S. So the y component of velocity can easily be calculated. So initial velocity at A is 0. Displacement is equal to minus u square sine square theta by 2g. Acceleration is equal to minus g. So we can say that v square along y-axis is equal to u square, which is 0 to as. So 2g into u square sine square theta by 2g. So we are ultimately getting that velocity along y-axis will be u sine theta. So that was also not necessary for us to solve. If we would have used a little bit of common sense, it is very fine for us to understand that since the impact that happened in the first collision is along the x-axis, the y component of the motion is unhampered in case of the projectile path as it is moving from A to S. But we have solved for our safety purpose that yes, we have seen from physics that the y component is giving us the same answer. So in this case, I say that as it will impact at S, the velocity of impact at S is going to be u sine theta, and since coefficient of restitution is E, it is going to bounce back with EU sine theta. And I'm extremely sorry, this must be EU cos theta. The x-axis component is EU cos theta. This is cos theta part. And it is becoming EU sine theta. अब अगर अपने इस पर्टिकुलर पार्ट को अगर अपने देखें जिसमें ई यू साइन थीटा हो गया वाई वाला पार्ट और ये वाला पार्ट हो गया ई यू साइन थीटा, ई यू कॉस थीटा. So now we have to solve from S to P. Achha, the next important thing which we need to do is we need to calculate this D1, and this will be D2, because the sum D1 and D2 must be equal to this capital D. This must be equal to this capital D. So the duration of this motion from A to S is going to be u sine theta by g. That is half the duration of projectile path. So it is going to be u sine theta by g. And in this time, the distance which it is covering along the x-axis, that is d1, can be written as eu cos theta into time t, which is u sine theta by g. So the value over here for d1 is turning out to be eu square sine theta cos theta by g. EU square sine theta cos theta by g. So this is d1 that we have calculated. Now for d2, we are solving this particular projectile. For d2, we are solving this particular projectile. So if we solve this projectile with EU sine theta and EU cos theta, so I'm drawing it over here one more time. So this is the part which we are solving for. And the initial components that we have is EU sine theta and EU cos theta. And we are calculating this range which is d2. So along y-axis, the initial velocity is EU sine theta. Acceleration along y is minus g. Displacement along y is 0. And time is t. The s is equal to ut minus half gt square. So t is turning out to be 2 eu sin theta by g. And along x will give us the value of range d2. So initial velocity along x for this motion is eu cos theta. Acceleration along x is 0. Displacement along x is d1. And time is 2 eu sin theta by g. So from here we are writing d1 is equal to ut, because half at square will be 0. So ut is giving us 2e square u square sin theta cos theta by g. So this is d1 that we have, and this one is d2. I'm sorry. This one is d2 that we have, and d1 is already calculated over here as eu square sin theta cos theta by g. And if I talk in terms of d, then it is half the range. So half the range is u square sin 2 theta by 2g. So over here now I can write a very simple expression to calculate the value of E, that capital D is equal to D1 plus D2. So capital D is equal to U square sin 2 theta, that is 2 times sin theta cos theta by 2g is equal to D1 plus D2. So D2 is 2 E square U square sin theta cos theta by g, 2 E square U square sin theta cos theta by g, and d1 is equal to eu square sin theta cos theta by g. Sin theta cos theta by g. So on adding these two expressions, we can easily calculate the value of coefficient of restitution. So from here we can chop out u square sin theta cos theta by g, u square sin theta cos theta by g. So all the parameters are getting chopped, and 2 and 2 is getting cancelled. We get 1 is equal to e plus 2e square. That is the equation that we are having for coefficient of restitution calculation is this. And from here we can solve it as e is equal to -1 plus minus root over 1 plus 8 upon 4. So the value is giving us -1 plus minus 3 by 4. The negative value is not possible. So we get e as half. So coefficient of restitution is 0.5 for this particular problem. So this one is a very interesting problem. I'm repeating it one more time. It is very important for you to understand every little detail about this problem. So kindly see to this one more time. So in first case, we are solving the motion from P to A. After that, we are solving the motion from A to S, followed by S to P. तो अपने एक एक करके एक एक एस्पेक्ट को सोचेंगे तो आराम से ये जो बड़े टाइप के जो प्रॉब्लम होते हैं इसको इसी तरीके से किया जाता है. ऑब्वियस सा बात है, जो आज अपने डील कर रहे हैं ये जेई एडवांस लेवल का बात सब चल रहा है, तो प्रॉब्लम का लेवल थोड़ा सा ज्यादा है, तो संभव है कि तुमको थोड़ा सा दर्द हो रहा हो, तकलीफ हो रहा हो, बट ट्राई टू फॉलो ईच एंड एवरीथिंग. दिस इज द बेस्ट फिजिक्स दैट वी आर डीलिंग विद. इससे अच्छे अच्छे सवाल नहीं होते. आप ऐसा सवाल अगर कर लेते हैं सो यू आर डूइंग ग्रेट. अभी फिलहाल अगर समझ भी पा रहे हैं तो बहुत अच्छी बात है, धीरे धीरे कर भी पाएंगे, कोई घबराने की बात नहीं. द ओनली इम्पोर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट इज कि आपको ये सारे सवाल के बारे में सोचना है, उससे भागना नहीं है. ऐसा नहीं करना है कि बस उससे डर के भाग रहे हैं, वो नहीं चलेगा. दैट अप्रोच इज नेवर अलाउड इन माय क्लास. So let us deal with one more interesting problem. तो one more interesting problem पे अगर अपने आए, so we are saying two equal discs initially at rest, two equal discs initially at rest are in contact on a table. Are in contact on a table. A third disk of same mass but of double radius. A third disk of same mass but of double radius strikes them symmetrically and itself comes to rest after impact. And itself comes to rest after impact. After impact. Determine the coefficient of restitution. Determine the coefficient of restitution. So if we are talking in terms of mass, तो ये दोनों का तो मास आइडेंटिकल है ही, और प्रॉब्लम बोल रहा है the third disk also has the same mass but double the radius. तो ये जो है ये इसको आकर के सिमेट्रिकली स्ट्राइक करता है. When we say symmetrically मतलब कुछ इस तरीके से जो मैंने ब्लैक लाइन ड्रॉ किया है उसके अबाउट सिमेट्रिकली आकर के स्ट्राइक करेगा. एंड उसके बाद बोल रहा है खुद रुक जा रहा है. तो अब आप बताइए कि कोएफिशिएंट ऑफ रेस्टिट्यूशन क्या होगा. तो द रेडियस ऑफ दिस डिस्क इज इक्वल टू 2r. This one is r and this one is r. So if I consider a much closer diagram, so I can consider the diagram like this as well. तो ये कुछ इस तरीके का अपने कंसिडर कर सकते हैं कि जो कोलिजन है वो इलास्टिकली हुआ है, सॉरी इलास्टिकली नहीं सिमेट्रिकली हुआ है. So I'm drawing certain lines from the center of the larger disk to the smaller disks like this. And from here I can draw one more line like this. इससे अपने को एक अंदाजा लग रहा है कि ये जो है ये 2r है. This is equal to r. This one is equal to r. So when the impact is happening, this angle is certain angle theta. And after the impact, the larger disk is coming to rest, and the smaller disk is moving with a certain velocity v. So since the collision is symmetrical, so I'm considering that both the smaller disks are moving with a speed v away from the larger one like this. Away from the larger one like this. Now the first thing that is coming to our mind is where we are going to conserve momentum. So I am naming this as x-axis, and I am saying that momentum will be conserved along the x-axis direction. So in this particular direction, the momentum is going to be conserved. The momentum is going to be conserved in this direction, because if we consider this particular system, the mass of the system is conserved and there is no net external force acting on it. The larger disk is going to exert a force on the smaller disk, and the smaller disk are exerting the force on the larger disk. तो ये बात तो assured है कि अपने पहले ऐसा बात लिख सकते हैं. और अगर ये एंगल अगर थीटा है, लोगों ने इसको कंसिडर किया है, so this angle is also going to be theta and this one is also going to be theta. So the velocity component over here in the x-axis direction is v cos theta respectively. तो अगर अपने इनिशियल मोमेंटम इक्वल टू फाइनल मोमेंटम अगर लगाते हैं along the x axis direction, so I can write that mu is equal to 2 mv cos theta. इसके लिए mv cos theta पहले वाले के लिए, दूसरे वाले के लिए mv cos theta, so we are writing 2 mv cos theta, and over here we are establishing a relation between u and v respectively, that u is equal to 2v cos theta. So this becomes the first equation that we have. And now we are going to discuss in terms of coefficient of restitution. So if I think in terms of coefficient of restitution, so there is a velocity of separation and a velocity of approach that is involved. We think in terms of velocity of separation and velocity of by u1 minus u2. So E can be written as तो अब ये अपने ऊपर है कि अपने इसको कैसे लगाएं. तो मेरी बात को बड़े ध्यान से सुन लो. तो इसके सेंटर और इसके सेंटर के बीच में जो अपने इम्पैक्ट का बात कर रहे हैं, जब यहाँ पे इम्पैक्ट होता है, तो आई एम सेइंग दैट द अप्रोच एंड सेपरेशन इज अलोंग दिस ब्लू लाइन. द अप्रोच एंड सेपरेशन इज अलोंग दिस ब्लू लाइन. तो ये जो u वेलोसिटी है, इसका एक u cos थीटा कंपोनेंट होगा अलोंग दिस ब्लू लाइन. So we are writing it as E is equal to V upon U cos theta. So the velocity of separation is V and of approach is U cos theta, because afterwards the larger disk will come to rest and initially the smaller disk were at rest. So if from here if I put V is equal to U upon 2 cos theta, V is equal to U upon 2 cos theta, so it is coming like this, that is 1 upon 2 cos square theta. ये जो यहाँ पे जो ट्राइंगल फॉर्म हो रहा है, इसको अगर आप ध्यान से देखें और अपने डायग्राम अगर बना लेते हैं अपने से अपने अंडरस्टैंडिंग के लिए, सो एक लार्जर सर्कल है एंड देन देयर आर टू स्मॉलर सर्कल्स थ्रू विच द इम्पैक्ट इज बीइंग मेड. तो अपने जो है अपने कुछ ये वाले ट्राइंगल का बात कर रहे हैं. ये एक ऐसा लाइन हो गया, इसके सेंटर से ये लाइन हो गया और इसको जोड़ता हुआ एक ये लाइन. So we are talking about this particular triangle. So this one is 2r, this one is r, this one is r, this angle is theta. So we are talking about this triangle where this one is 3r and this one is r. इसको अगर पे निकालें तो 9r square minus r square, that is 8r square. तो root 8r ये वैल्यू आ जा रहा है. And cos theta can be written as base upon hypotenuse, तो root 8 upon 3. तो रूट 8 अपॉन 3 अगर यहाँ पे पुट कर दे तो 2, रूट 8 का स्क्वायर इज 8 एंड 3 का स्क्वायर इज 9, so we get the value 9 by 16. So I'm sorry, I previously calculated the value of theta cos theta wrong. So this is how we can calculate cos theta. The impact will take place in this direction and the separation will be taking place in a line like this. So that is why we have applied coefficient of restitution equation in this line. So that is the reason why we have applied the equation of coefficient of restitution along this line of impact. So in this portion we are keeping it till here.
Okay, sir.